Right, there we do have it. Obviously, for that particular review, it is now time for that particular review. And as I told you, the gang is here. Even Saum is here with me. Gigi is right here with me. And obviously, Kevin Benson via Zoom. Quite a lot to discuss. And there are a few times that we do really have. Obviously, they'll have to introduce themselves. Evans, wiki imekuwaje bana?
Wiki imekuwa sambamba. Sai at least tuko happy sasa sports inakuja. Get that to get sporty.
Jijo?
Yaman. Mimi niko fiti, niko poa kabisa. Nashangaa ananiambia, anasema hakuja kuona sports. Sports imekuwa jamani, World Cup qualifications zimekuwa. Ni vile tulikuwa tumemiss KPL, Kenya Premier League, and of course it is back with a lot happening right now.
Obviously I can see your t-shirt representing police ndio alikupatia hiyo
in nimejitafutia ni jasho.
One day you should visit Police FC. You tell them the fact that I'm quite a loyal fan of you guys. Please Shikanda, please look for one particular t-shirt. I'll obviously be joining by Kevin Benson once he joins us. Evans, we've obviously been talking about this thing right here, time and again, and I'm talking about the FIFA ban. And this is like the whole Kenya's own goal right here. What do you think about this? Because this obviously has a lot in store for us. Jijo, Jijo, what do you think about this particular FIFA ban?
I think when we talk of FIFA ban, there have been a lot of problems, and of course I understand that now at least we have some hope that maybe suspension might be cancelled, with the fact that now FIFA imepeana zile solutions. Imesema if Kenya does this, the Ministry of Sports does this, then maybe we lift up the suspension, of which inaona ni kama kuna high chances of government kuingililia. Tunajua most of the people, especially referees, ndo wameumia sana with the fact that hawafai kuhusishwa na these stories of suspension. Most of them wametumia a lot of time kusoma, wakapata hizo FIFA classes, alafu they had even the opportunity to officiate World Cup matches, but unfortunately because of the ban by the FIFA, I think it might affect them a lot. So government, I think yesterday I saw them wakililia government saying that government should do something, because we had a lot of hopes that we might get a chance to officiate the World Cup matches, of which imekuwa ni kinyume, but I believe government will do something.
Evans, do you think government is quite undermined to even relent? Because we were given all this time to at least do something, but
yeah, for now I don't think if government is in any position to do anything about it. They were given at least a month to reconsider their decision. But now that the fact that Kenya was FIFA uphold the initial suspension, then that means the government was adamant in whatever decisions that, or rather the rules that they gave Kenya to consider by the end of that period of 1 month. So for me, it's just about we just hope that going forward things will at least resume in a way that will be pleasing to us Kenyans. But as things stand right now, I don't think if Ambassador Amina Mohamed is in any position to reconsider her decision, owing to the fact that the only call that many Kenyans are making right now is to clean up, the house that already is in a mess.
Did you normalization committee, will it help us?
I think at this point I might say they have done a lot, but on a serious note, I feel like there is something that they are missing, especially the fact that a lot of referees have used a lot of time, and some of the people who are in the committee have been former judges, so they know exactly how the law should be followed. And I think it will be a kind of a disgrace to the committee if they won't talk to the ambassador herself, because we need a proper communication between the ambassador and the FIFA,
Right.
because at this point tunasema kama FIFA haitaongea na government ama the sports ministry ya Kenya, tutakuwa na shida sana, and I think committee wando wanafaa wa convince ambassador wamwambie sababu wando wanajua exactly what players wana miss, the officials who are players, the referees and all the staffs wenye wako wana officiate football na wanacheza football. So I think ndo wanafaa kuconvince at this point, alafu maybe ministry inaweza kaongea na government, inaweza kaongea na FIFA, maybe the thing to do with lifting up the suspension.
Kevin Benson, kuna sisi now. It's been quite a while that we have had you. We're talking about the whole FIFA ratification on the suspension. How have you been, by the way, Benson?
Stan, been good. Just been up and there, but I'm here now.
Welcome back. Now, what do you think about this particular ratification? Obviously, we've had this discussion over and again. Right now, I can even say, the government is quite adamant to follow this particular, just a simple, rule. Is it really that simple? Just follow what we told you. Bring down the whole FKF take a committee. What do you think about this?
Remember, we are looking at a Kenyan football industry, or rather, a Kenyan industry in whole. It's affected by many things. And listening to Amina Mohammed saying that they will continue to clean up the mess, and then she said that they are trying to bring rather a system of accountability, because we are talking of a committee that had already been formed. We had a committee that was formed, but it disbanded. You remember the Mwendo committee, and then they installed this caretaker committee. But if you are to listen to this, the ratification and the whole thing, it's affecting, in the long run, it is affecting things. Because remember, we are saying that no Kenyan professional footballer will be allowed to make a signing. No referee will be allowed to officiate away from Kenya. So you look at the sanctions, you look at the effects and the consequences of this simple rule that they cannot follow. It affects the industry at large. So in my opinion, I tend to think that in as much as the government or the ambassador herself, they might do something, and then they don't. They fail to deliver. Remember, this is a big thing, because if it reaches a point where FIFA can ban you from maybe playing in some events, then that means that's a loss even to the industry. There is no even trust in the sports ministry itself. So I think that it is high time that this mess that has been there for the past 5 years, because Sam Nyamoya said that they have been having a problem. And we just need sanity even in the football industry, because we won't continue like this. And if it does, then it will be a very big loss to the Kenyan industry itself.
Well, for me, I'm not worried about the ban. It's all about what you are missing. Like, you remember Kenya right now, the fate of Kenyan football, it is at stake. All we have our coaches who are supposed to at least showcase what they have been taught or learned in the international global stage. We have players who are supposed to this when you play in a league, like let's say for example the league leaders Kakamega Homeboys, at the end of the day, if they win the league, probably one of the motivations that will keep them even fighting for the league is the fact that at least they will get a chance to participate in the continental showpiece like CAF Champions League. But now with the ban, they will not be able to participate because of the obvious reason. Another one, if they want to at least boost their score, they will not be able to do that. And we have the simple fact that in the year 2023, I believe that's next year, as Kenyan, at least we would like to see our team taking part in the African Cup of Nations. And if things stand the way they are right now, then we might not get that chance. So for me, the big issue is all those things that I've just highlighted. But about the ban right now, obviously we have nothing to lose. Obviously, I will not take part in the World Cup, and our ladies are not taking part in the African Cup of Nation for the ladies. And of course, their dreams of featuring in the World Cup itself is, gone and dusted. So, but about the big picture, which is African Cup of Nation, that is what I'm worried about. And of course, the fate of our coaches, bearing the fact that this year we'll be having World Cup, it will be, fine, or rather it will be amazing to see one of our coaches like Peter Owero at least officiating in the Qatar. But for now, we'll just have to.
I think Stanley, I have something to correct my friends, because I've heard Kevin Benson saying that at this moment, like most of the people, the former FKF president was saying that some things that are not even relevant to the position. Let me tell you one thing, and Kelvin Benson, if maybe I might tell you that, at this point, we have aspirants at the moment. So most of them, they are really kind of trying to show a lot of interest kwa FKF caretaker committee. Wao ni kujitafutia, wanajitafutia tu nafasi, not that wanaona makosa mingi. Makosa imekuwa because if you remember, someone wrote a letter to FIFA, to CAF, saying that our Harambee Starlets won't be participating in the AFCON 2023. Reason behind it, we never know. We
will not mention his name.
Will not mention his name, but that was very poor. And up to this point, we have not seen anything, any action taken against this person, because that was very bad. Sababu Harambee Starlets were already training. They were in the camp ready for the matches, but against Uganda. But unfortunately, I don't know what exactly happened. On the other side, let me say something else. On the other side, I think you have said that we have nothing to lose with this ban, but I feel we have a lot that we are already losing. One thing is that our referees, who have been training a lot, have moved even outside the country to go and try to get those FIFA classes. They have missed a lot, and that's why they were complaining, saying that they have had a lot of time training, but they even knew that some of them could have gotten the chance to officiate World Cup matches that are starting August. So if you say that we have nothing to lose, I feel that is I think it is a kind of a disgrace as well.
For now, let me try to tell you something. Even I'd like to correct a few things. Based on they say the end justifies the means. I'm not in support of whatever the person X did about our Harambee Starlets team. However, even if Harambee Stars would have participated and of course qualify, as we speak and as things stand right now, they would have not gotten the chance to participate in the African Cup of Nation. Now you see the ban, we have already been banned, and there is no way our team would have participated. And on the issue of missing, like, we have nothing to lose. Like, clearly, if you best, like, let's focus about our team, the national team, because that's the bigger picture. Harambee Stars, they'll not take part in either African Cup of Nation, of which that just concluded, or even World Cup. That means, like, they will have to wait for probably another 2 years.
Right, Evans. Now let me bring in Kevin here. I feel like for me, the communication, as much as the government might have its own plans, the whole ministry has its own plans, but then at least, communicate to us and tell us, by this time we have been able to do A, B, C, D. We have been able to put this person A and person B in prison because of these particular reasons. This is our standings on this particular, reasons and why. Benson, what do you think about this communication? I mean, for quite a lot, because because actually remember the time when the FIFA actually slapped us, this particular ban, it's somebody actually here tells me that that particular slap is similar to the one Will Smith gave Chris Rock. But anyway, that particular slap, after that, the communication wasn't as direct. What do you think about this communication from the Ministry of Sports? Benson?
Yeah, I think in as much as the Ministry of Sports and all stakeholders involved will try to say that they will try to clean up the mess, but how are you cleaning up the mess? What steps are you taking? To which levels have you gone? What is the communication so indirect? Because if they talk in parables and they're not giving you a clear way forward or whatever they are doing, because in as much as a person A, maybe character XY has been involved in some things that maybe is it a corruption offense? Is it something? Bring them to the table, bring them on board. Are you asking them questions? Are they being charged? Are they being held accountable? If they keep on telling Kenyans that, you know, we are doing this and this is what we are doing, that is a song. It is a song that is on repeat. And I think you've mentioned something on communication, and I think we have loopholes in the sports ministry. In the past 5 years, I think 3 to 5 years, Kenya has had very many issues on sports. Talk of even in the past, talk of the committees being disbanded, talk of footballers, even in Kenyan footballers local, when they travel to play maybe AFCON or other friendlies, they are sleeping in airports. And still the people who are accountable, people who should have been held accountable, they're not being held accountable. So I think the government, in as much as it is trying to communicate or rather to fix this issue with FIFA itself, in as much as the ambassador will communicate to FIFA, they need to communicate clearly and directly to people, to Kenyans and to the sports journalists, so that maybe we can know what steps or measures are they taking to ensure that when the ban is lifted going forward, there will be sanity in the sports industry standing.
Right. Jijo, do you think, right now it's too late for this particular ban that we have had, this particular slap? We should have had this particular slap way ago.
No, it is not too late. I feel that we have a lot of time to at least try to build up again and ensure that we are on the line. And I feel like let me give, like, it's kind of a parable. Okay, mimi ni mtu amelelewa na siblings, so mimi kuna wakati ninge punish siblings zangu thinking that I'm trying to correct them, but when my parent come back home wananiambia pana, you know what, hujafanya vizuri kumtandika sababu ya kufanya kitu kama kile. That's the same case zenye ina happen. The Ministry of Sports inatandika FIFA FKF president, the former president, that is Nick Mwendwa, thinking that wanajaribu kumcorrect, but again FIFA at this point mwenye represent parent anakuja kututandika sisi wote, the Ministry of Sports pamoja na FKF. Reason because they feel there is something that we messed up. That is, let me tell you one thing. FIFA is always acting as a watchdog kwa federation zote za nchi zote ambazo ziko under FIFA, and FKF being one of them, they have to be corrected. And I feel government inafaa kuwa keen sana ikiingililia mambo ya FKF, and I think that is a knowledge yenye Ministry of Sports ilikosa ya kuingililia FKF bila kujua na kukosa kujua kwamba FIFA inaweza ikaingililia kati na itu ban. So I feel we have time to correct ourselves, and I feel that Ministry of Sports should do something, at least one punish in a different way, or punish FKF ilikuwa hapo in a different way, and to ensure that FIFA hawata to ban, ama in case awarudishwe, Ministry of Sports have to sit down with FIFA and think of another way, because of course government is there to correct each and every mistake that is coming along.
Right, Evans, the elections for the aspiring FKF presidents is, as we still know, it's still there and it's still planned. Will this particular elections have any impact on the suspension?
Well, about the suspension, I don't think if this particular election will have any impact. However, what we should be looking right now is how to clean our house and put it in order. to some, whatever, if any decision is made, there will always be some kind of, mixed reaction, that those that will support and those that will oppose. But, the key thing right here is just to try and restore our sanity back. And whatever way or whatever means it's take, then if it's the banning is the cost that we'll have to bear, then so be it. Because we need to see, a status of our football that is in a way that we can be proud of as Kenyans. And if you look at the corruption allegations that were leveled against the disbanded FKF officials, it was something that must, at least cause or worry for an alarm. So we need at least to see, like, this is Kenyan taxpayers' money that was, misappropriated, and to some point, someone must be accounted for. So we need to see a system whereby, like, we'll see our players get their due payment in time, and we would like even to see that a state of football, that even our status, and even let's talk about the status of Kenyan football in terms of development of even local league, and those kind of things that we want to see, the changes that we want to see. But unless something is done, and we'll keep on, singing, the same song over and over again. So
true. Benson, moving forward, do you feel like maybe some years later, when you're a grandpa and you're telling your kids this particular story, that there's a time FIFA actually banned us? Do you feel like moving forward, maybe even let's even give it 50 years, because this is Kenya? Do you feel like maybe there's a time all this will actually end?
Stanley, you are talking of a country like Kenya, a country where if a mess happens, you will be told we are cleaning up the mess. But what do? They sweep the mess, and then they are putting the mess under the bed or under the carpet. That's not sweeping. That's not cleaning up the mess. That mess will still be there after some time. So if any change is going to happen or even to take place, talk of the next 10 years, we expect a country like Kenya maybe to participate in AFCON even in future, and maybe try to get to the semi-finals or even win one trophy. But I have no hope left in me, very little hope, not unless there is a change that we will tend to see. A change where maybe if you are to talk of facts, you're talking of statistical data, this is what we've done, this is what we've been doing, the progress is this, and clearly the results will show. Otherwise, I really pity the sports industry.
Right now, let's cross over from matters FIFA, because we'll definitely be talking about this. Benson, let me start with you. For the Kenya Premier League fixtures, we have quite a lot of games today. And for the Kenya Police, this is tomorrow's game, Kenya Police and AFC Leopards. I've chosen this particular game because this is one, when I talk about Kenya Police in this particular conversation with these three gentlemen, it's always quite... Jijo and Evans never really understand each other. Benson, for this particular game, Kenya Police have a new stadium. They have the money. AFC Leopards, the last time they brought in the new, they brought in, all the funds, and the funds, came out in large numbers and all that. What do you feel about this particular game before I actually read all the fixtures?
Kenya Police versus FC Leopards. We are talking of a Kenya Police that seems to have energy, they playing with robustness, in as much as they want to show that they are a new force to reckon. And I'm also looking at an FC Leopards side that is trying maybe to revive itself, because they started the season not very well. Currently, they are not in the top 4, maybe top 5, like we should have expected them. I'm looking at a very tight affair, and I think Kenya Police should be inspired by the fact that they have a new stadium. Maybe they have the money, they have also the squad, but I'm also looking at a AFC Leopards side that seems to be also having some kind of energy. I don't think it is an easy fixture to call, but looking at that picture, I will really pick a draw any day.
All right, Jijo, this is what your favorite team? Yeah. I'd say Kenya Police. Do you think Police will arrest the Leopards?
At this point, I feel like Kenya Police, they have really have been trained a lot. I think in the midweek they played a friendly match against the Tusker FC, and it went a draw. It was a 2-2 draw, and I feel like that is kind of an inspiration to Police FC, with the fact that Tusker have been doing a lot. You can see at the top of the table they are on the second spot, and they have been doing a lot. And we can see the consistency with the Tusker FC, and that I think that is kind of an inspiration to them, with the fact that tomorrow I think they'll be facing AFC Leopards second leg. You remember first leg the match ended with a draw, and I feel at this point if not a draw, then Kenya Police might take it home.
Right now, before we bring in Evans, let me quickly take a look at today's fixtures. For today, that is City Stars will be facing Bandari FC. Actually, that game, I'm pretty sure it might have ended. I'll be taking a look at the results of that game. Then Tusker versus KCB, Kakamega Homeboys, table toppers. These boys are unbeaten. Then versus Ulinzi Stars, that is 3 p.m. Wazito versus Gor Mahia, that 37 minutes past. That were Wazito versus Gor Mahia. They are 37 minutes in that particular game. Evans, Wazito, let's actually start with Kakamega and Kakamega Homeboys versus Ulinzi Stars. I feel like this is one game that is 3 points in for Kakamega Homeboys.
Definitely. Obviously, it's 3 points for Kakamega Homeboys. Just like I said last time, for me, I see like Kakamega Homeboys have set the pace, and the rest are just, playing second best to Kakamega Homeboys. So for me today, it will be a 3 points for Kakamega Homeboys because of obvious reason. Right now, they're in the best form of their life compared to Ulinzi. And my friend talk about Kenya Police. Obviously,
I knew you had to.
Obviously, my stance still remain. The best Kenya Police can get against FC Leopards, it will be a draw. But on a good day, of which I'm really suspecting this one, it will be for FC Leopard. For obvious reason, we are talking about. We'll not talk about history or the way Kenya Police have invested in players. Stadium. At the end of the day, what counts is what you do on the pitch. And for me, I think even if FC Leopards have been struggling this time round, but I think this one, it will be not a walkover, but it will be a wake-up call for them. So for this one, 3 points, they might bag it.
Jizu, I'll give you that 1 minute to rebuttal that.
I think my friend is kind of Evans. Let me tell you one thing. If you talk of AFC and Kenya Police, one thing is that is for sure is that there is no history in between these teams, with the fact that they have not played in the Kenya Premier League any other day. This is the first time. I think the second leg for they are meeting for the second time on a same season. So I believe it is a tough game, and I believe with the fact that Tusker FC, Police FC have experienced coach, an experienced assistant coach, experienced players. I believe it is not as easy as you might take it. I believe that this is a very tough game, and I believe if not a draw, then it might end up. I think even the number of goals for this match, maybe moja ama sare ya 0-0. So right. Yeah, not as a fun. These are
this particular conversation will continue forever. Let me bring in Benson. There was Wazito versus Gor Mahia game. Personally, I feel like Gor Mahia have 3 points in for this game, but then Gor Mahia is like Manchester United again. Sometimes this game they surprise you, the next game they decide we're not scoring any games. Benson, do you feel like this is a walkover for Gor Mahia?
I think it's an easy point to take for Gor Mahia, considering Wazito's form currently in the season. They sit in the bottom, I think bottom 4. And Gor Mahia, they sit 4th. They're really trying to catch up the pace because they lost their pace. I think this is an easy game for them to win, but they should not take it lightly. At the end of the day, they should just go there, play as a team, and then I think they will clearly take the 3 points.
Now let's cross over to Matters Tusker again. Okay, fine.
Okay. Let me just talk of that match of Kakamega Homeboys against Ulinzi, and of course that of Gor Mahia against Wazito. Let me just start with that of Gor against Wazito. Since Wazito came in as newbies of Kenya Premier League, that is in 2018, they have never beaten Gor Mahia, even a single goal. conceding as they have always been they have gotten one draw and the rest of the matches Gor Mahia ameshinda, so it is a very hard game for Wazito, with the fact that Gor Mahia ni mtu anapenda kuweka ile history, so I believe it's a kind of a walkover for Gor Mahia with definitely for 3 points. And I believe, if I'm not wrong, George Odhiambo, take it just keep that for Kakamega Homeboys against Ulinzi. It's a very tough game, with the fact that these two teams, they are very strong teams, and I believe that it is not an easy game for Kakamega Homeboys, with the fact that Ulinzi Stars are trying their best to ensure that they come back into their normal zone. So I believe it is a very tough game for Kakamega Homeboys, and I am predicting a draw.
Evans, Tusker title contenders, the number 3 with 41 points, 8 points clear from Kakamega Homeboys. Do you think they will still retain this? They have a game against KCB, the Bankers. So, what do you think about this game?
Well, that game is a tough one, for sure. If you look at now, let's talk about now history, because these are the two teams that at least they have met for quite some time. In the last 4 games, they have draw. All of them, they have registered draw. So it's a tough game for Tusker, and it's also a tough game for KCB, because even their previous one, they recorded a draw. It was a barren draw, and this one is still a tough one compared to the history of the two teams. And these are one of the teams, or rather the two teams, that are really chasing the leaders, Kakamega Homeboys, and they want to finish in the top 4. So every team will be out to look for that crucial 3 points. So for me, the best I could see here is a draw.
All right.
For sure.
All right. And finally, for Sofapaka, Talanta versus Sofapaka. Sofapaka now have a new coach. Let me start with you, Jijo. This particular game, what do you think? Will the new now coach for Sofapaka try to fit in the shoes of the old coach?
I think that interim coach, he was the assistant coach,
yeah.
And I feel that he's trying to confirm that even if they don't have the coach, he is there for the team. And I believe for the FC Talanta, will be a very hard game for them, and Sofapaka might take the 3 points. Yeah.
All right. Benson, your predictions on that particular game, Talanta Sofapaka?
Sofapaka will really try to show that yes, they still have the manpower, the firepower, considering the new coach coming. Maybe he will want to prove a point, and I'm backing them to take the 3 points home, but it's a very fixtures to close to call. So I'm saying a 1-goal margin, either 2-1 or 1-0, and Sofapaka for me will maybe take the game.
Right, now, gentlemen, because of time, let's cross over internationally. I think we should really start with matters English Premier League before we dive into the whole World Cup, and we really had to put the whole trophy on our table today. Interesting games today. The 2:30 game, Liverpool versus Watford. I feel like this is a walkover. Evans, is this a walkover for Liverpool at the 3 points to now clear into number 1?
No, actually, it's not a walkover for Liverpool, even though it's pretty obvious Liverpool might win the game, but it's not a walkover. Watford is a very stubborn team, we have seen them play against Manchester City. We have seen them play against the same Liverpool. Even though by the caliber and the quality of players that Liverpool have, we will be expecting them to walk away with 3 points. And right now they're in the best form of their life. They're chasing the title. And I don't think if Liverpool want to leave anything to chance. So for now, I will root for Liverpool, but it's not a walkover. You might be surprised.
Joe, your predictions on that particular game?
Watford upiga Manchester United peke yake. For Liverpool, that's a walkover, and I'm sure more than 4 goals for Liverpool.
4 goals. Benson, do you agree? I feel like I also had the whole, maybe a 3-0 for that game. Do you think maybe Watford might try to, score a game or look for some points?
Watching the game before coming in live, Jota gave Liverpool the lead. Watford have their chances, but they are missing the near chances. So if they don't if they won't be clinical, they will end up being frustrated, and then Liverpool will still hit them on the counter attack of their fast electric break. So at the end of the day, maybe a 3-win for Liverpool. Maybe Watford can get one if they are lucky, but Liverpool will carry the day.
Right, now let's cross over to Manchester United versus Leicester. The fact that today we have 3 Manchester United fans versus a Chelsea fan. We're back. The whole after the international break, we added a little of weight. Now today is the time to reduce a little of that. We'll be playing at home, Manchester United. Benson, Is this what does this mean for Manchester United? Is this a time to try to maybe rekindle our lost efforts?
Talking of Manchester United team, that really anyone will tell you, not even a fan of Manchester United, everyone will tell you that today they don't know what to expect from Manchester United. Even Manchester United fans are afraid of wearing their jerseys.
Actually, because Jijo decided not to come with his Manchester United jersey today.
Yeah, because you are talking of a team whose form is look. You don't know whether today they will win or lose. But I'm looking at a team at a game against Leicester City. A Leicester City that also on a bad day they can hit you. Talk of creativity in the midfield. Talk of James Maddison. Talk of players like Wilfred Ndidi who can control the midfield. And then we are talking of a Manchester United team that on paper you will fear the team. On paper, if I mention Sancho, I mention Ronaldo, I mention Varane, you are talking of people who have won Champions League in other clubs, so you expect them to put up a show. And if at the end of the day a Manchester United team will look spirited and play as a team, then I back us to maybe to carry the 3 points. But this is not a sure thing, because I heard someone on Twitter saying that Old Trafford is no longer the theater of dreams. It is just a theater. And I think we should not be beaten today at home. We should really try to be compact in the midfield, play as a team, take the chances. At the end of the day, maybe have the 3 points at the back, and then going forward we'll know what to expect, because all is not lost. Yeah.
All right, I'm actually happy seeing Liverpool at number 1 on the table right now. They have 1-0 lead against Evans. For your game today, I wouldn't obviously want you to talk about how Manchester United might lose, but then for your game today, what do you think?
Well, Manchester United and Leicester City, this is two Viewete playing each other. So for me, like, the game can go either way. If you look at Leicester City's form this season, it's not the Leicester City that we know today is not the Leicester City of last season. Remember, the Leicester City of last season was a team that was fighting for top 4. But this time round, they have really struggled. They have, conceded a lot of goals. The same to Manchester United. And for today, it's just a little of luck. Whoever falls, so luck sides will carry the day.
Chelsea Brentford, your favorite team on earth.
Of course, for today's game, Chelsea versus Brentford, for me, for obvious reason, it will be a Chelsea win. Not because I'm a Chelsea fan, but Chelsea's recent form has been, spectacular. And for today, I see Chelsea carrying the day.
Surprisingly, despite all your, mishappenings and all that, let's cross over to the World Cup draw. And the question of the day that we were asking you, which team do you think is likely to win, or probably rather, which country do you think is likely to win the FIFA World Cup 2022? Jijo, there are a couple of teams here, and looking at even Group A, I won't really go through all of them because of time. Group A, we have Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, Netherlands. Senegal managed to beat Egypt, and the whole frustrations of Mo Salah. This is what do you think of Senegal? Might they really win? Are we maybe going to see an African team taking this?
Okay. Not taking World Cup per se, but I believe for the Group A, they might be able to come out of the group stages and at least move forward for the round of 32. I guess so. There is high chances of Senegal and Netherlands from Group A to get a chance at the round of 32.
Your predictions, maybe which team do you think, or which country do you think will win this?
I don't know, but I've told several people, and I've had them not complaining that I'm kind of suspecting that either Brazil or Argentina, that is, either of them might take the lead. I think World Cup is going to South America. If I'm not wrong,
you're kind of suspecting.
I've watched all the teams that have qualified for the World Cup qualifications. I watched Brazil playing in Copa America. I watched them playing in the World Cup qualifications. Argentina, the same case. And I believe how I have seen them playing. I don't want to talk a lot about it.
Benson, which team which country do you think might win the FIFA World Cup?
I'm a France fan, and I think I will go with two teams this time. I will be with France and Brazil. If France try to avoid the curse of the champions, remember the curse of the champions that has been affecting teams like Germany. We are talking of on paper, they have a very good squad. Talk of Karim Benzema, then talk of the Samba boys who are really playing football. So at the end of the day, I really think either of those two teams, because if you look at France group, it's like they've been given a draw pass. We expect them to top that group. So I really will support France and Brazil this time around.
Right, Jijo, your last remarks on the whole as we wind up.
For me, actually, I'm also a France fan with the fact that I don't know why I'm always a France fan and a Senegal fan.
Me too, by the way.
And for this time,
I think maybe because the two countries speak French, for me, maybe.
It could be. Yeah, true. But I believe at this time, now looking basically on the style of play, I believe Brazil, they are on a higher chances of getting the World Cup. Same case to Argentina. I think those are my kind of
your choices.
Choices.
Evans, which team do you think will win this?
For me, like a lot of people have talked about, or rather they have rooted for Brazil and probably France. For me, I see this time round, I see Germany coming. And let's even talk about Africa. For me, I think the most team that many people, of course, we Africans will be looking out for is, of course, Senegal. Because Senegal, for me, they have really outstood and they're really performing. And even the fact that they've lifted the African Cup of Nations have really, encouraged us to even, to place our hopes on it. So then the team that this time round I see might even carry the day. I think it's for me. I see Germany. Germany is one of the teams that really booked their slot very early, and I think they have really recovered from their near misses. And for this time round, I think they'll be a force to reckon. For me, that's what I feel. Some say the World Cup will go. I think it's South America, but for me, I see it staying in Europe.
Right.
But not to Germany. Let me say something, Stanley. I think fans should know that Luis Suarez is meeting Ghana once again.
He's laughing. He's literally laughing at Ghana right now.
Yeah, so I believe with the fact that Luis Suarez has a lot of experience in playing World Cup and have met Ghana before, I believe if Ghana don't take care, because this is not the Ghana of 2010, the Ghana that we are having at the moment, it is not a promise in Ghana. So I believe with Luis Suarez knowing and having an experience playing against Ghana, Ghana should be very careful.
Benson, your last remarks, very few seconds as we wrap up this.
Stanley, maybe thank you for the fans for giving us their ears and time, and to you, it was a pleasure. To the whole team, till next time.
All right, thank you very much, Benson, and that is where we wrap up this particular show. Thank you also FIFA for giving us this. Anyway, thank you all for the production team. Kevin, also Dennis on matters technical, Francis Majamaina, Sheila on matters graphics. Thank you also for my guest today, Jijo, Evans Auma, and Kevin Benson. My good name is Stanley Nyerungita. Let's meet next week at 2 p.m.